This is the San Juan Social Podcast.
Yeah.
This is the San Juan Social Podcast. The San Juan Social Podcast. Chasing the thrill of the deal. Meeting interesting people doing fascinating things all over Puerto Rico. He's a New York Times best-selling author, international speaker, deal maker, educator, and 30-year business veteran. This is the San Juan Social Podcast. The San Juan Social Podcast.
Welcome to the broadcast. Today, we're going to be actually talking to a local celebrity who's making a huge impact in Puerto Rico, Amaury Rivera. Amaury, thanks for being here, amigo.
Thank you for the invite. I'm really excited to be here.
Well,
it happened overnight.
It did. But, you're such a busy guy, so I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to be here. And, you have really dedicated your life to Puerto Rico. And I'm excited to share that story with our audience. But before we get into it, can you just kind of share your Puerto Rico story?
My Puerto Rico story. I'll do it
I know it's a deep story. I know you could tell us that for an hour, but yeah, if you could just tell us that. So people know who you are.
First of all, I was born in this island. I went to school in the States. That's why my English. And the nuns here in Puerto Rico were burning sisters. So it was interesting to be raised with English books in Spanish classes. So quite interesting.
And you grew up where in the States?
Here in Puerto Rico, in San Juan. My parents, which are still alive, they're quite they're in their 90s. But they were.
What a blessing to still have your parents. Right?
I have them, and I tender to them. It's such a blessing to have them. Especially my mom. I try and talk to her daily, so it's a great thing. So
yeah, it is.
I have two brothers. We were pretty active in school. My brothers used to joke because I was always organizing clubs in the school. There were
and where was that? Where'd you grow up in Puerto Rico?
It's initially in Coupé, but I was raised in Beverly Hills. We have a place. There used to be 12 houses only when I was growing up. This is in the late 60s.
In Beverly Hills.
The original ones. They were built by the same developer that did the ones in California. So
and then you grew up in Coupé. By the way, I'm just curious. Have you been to downtown Coupé?
Lately, no.
No, there's actually this. I don't know if you know about this, but I know you know everyone on the island. So you probably know the two founders of Clasificados online.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I forgot his name, but the creator of Clasificados, he bought up this area in Coupé, and he calls it downtown Coupé. It's like a container park. Have you been there?
I haven't been, but I have heard that.
You have to check it out. It's so cool. It's so cool.
Whenever I visit Coupé, it's to visit, people that are very needy, people that are needing food, pampers, and things like that. But next time I'll try and drop by and see.
You gotta check it out. It's really cool. But anyway, so you grew up in Coupé, and tell us your story.
I was very active in school. I organized many clubs, from orientation to whatever. Even the religion club. That's a sad story. It was a school bus leaving one day full of girls, and I was walking into school, and when I saw that there were only girls in the bus, I got in, and we went to the cathedral. And halfway through the trip, some lady next to me told me, "Hey, Amaury, I'm glad you're here. Do you know I want to be a nun?" And I was like, "What?" "Yeah, we're going to the cathedral because all of us want to be nuns." I was like, "What?" So the next thing I found out, I was the president of the religion club. That my brother said that I left so many clubs in the school. I'm still organizing things today. That's my specialty. Startups. I did one here in Puerto Rico called Centennial, a telephone company, full service telephone company, a CLEC. And I've done 14 worldwide, some in Mexico, Costa Rica, Guatemala, El Salvador. And whenever I'm involved in a project like this, I'm very concerned about the impact to the environment because I'm an environmentalist myself. The Laguna del Condado that because you live in the area, has mangroves planted around there, trees. Guess who planted them?
That was you and your people, huh?
At the end of the 70s,
Wow.
I organized young fellows like myself. We planted them. And if you look at the Laguna, there are green areas that are, I had forgotten about this. It was recent that I was getting an interview about the Laguna. And a friend of mine called Fernando said, hey, those are the ones that you planted.
That's cool.
I've done many of that. So I'm very much a believer. I believe in the power of the Creator, and I'm a grandfather. I have 3 grandkids.
Beautiful.
One was born a month ago. The most recent one, it's Abby, was born.
Mazel tov.
Yes, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I'm a proud grandfather, and I dedicate all my efforts day and night, 7 days a week, to helping Puerto Rico. And as we spoke prior to the interview, I do it behind the lines. I don't get compensated. Nobody pays me. I am fortunate that I was very lucky to have a career in telecommunications and investment banking. I worked in Wall Street in the 80s. So I have a base, but nowadays I use all of that knowledge to help those that are vulnerable and needy.
I think that's incredible. So basically, you had a great business career, and now you've sort of dedicated your life to public service, but not politically, but as a citizen.
Yes, this is unusual in Puerto Rico.
Right.
Because this island is very political.
Yes,
and
it is.
Politicians, everybody thinks that I'm going to be the next governor or mayor,
Right.
whatever.
They think you have an agenda, I'm sure.
There's a hidden agenda, but
Right.
there's no agenda. My agenda is Puerto Rico. And because of people like yourself and friends I have all over the world and in DC, I can make things happen here sometimes in a very small way, like buying pizzas for the homeless, or in a big way, taking care of 100,000 people and getting them help. All of a sudden, the Pampers show up in trucks or water and things like that. And some of your viewers, people don't know this, and this is an important disclosure.
Yeah.
Some of your viewers have been helping me through the years. Since Maria, some people in Dorado, Humacao, Rincon, and of course San Juan, they never say who they are. They just do it, and they're
unsung heroes.
Unsung heroes. We have many like that here.
That's so cool. Yeah, that's for sure. So no aspirations to be in politics, correct?
Yes.
Like, would you ever go into politics?
Well, what did the wife of James Bond said and that became the title of that movie. Never say never.
Never say never. Okay. Okay. So if the time was right and you were presented the opportunity and you felt that you could help more people than you're helping right now, you might consider it.
I might consider it, Daven, but the truth is that it would be hard for me to make a decision what party.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? And the situation in Puerto Rico is so unstable in terms of the politics that it wouldn't be a clear-cut decision. So I think that career-wise, it wouldn't be a step up.
Sure, right.
I've already done startups in Mexico against Carlos Slim and successfully, and in other places. So it would be my way of giving back to Puerto Rico. And I'm always looking for a way to do that behind the sidelines. Sometimes you can do much more when you're behind the curtain than when you're in front. But lately, it's been nonstop. I mean, this afternoon I have another interview, and I came from another. It's ironic because when I started Centennial in the 1990s, 1996, the CLEC, Puerto Rico had only one telephone company, the Puerto Rico Telephone Company. It was owned by the government. So this was the first competition. It was a very risky project because we had the investors who were willing to put up they told me the first year, I came from Wall Street, so it was not so impressive to me at the time, but it was. They said, we have a $400 million check for you. Spend it wisely. At the end of the year, we're going to audit and make sure that you did the right thing, but spend it. And I did spend $400 million in a year, which but my second assignment was for Bell Atlantic in Mexico. We spent $1 billion in 1 year. So one thing it takes you. But the important thing is that Puerto Rico became, in any place that wants to have a good base, has to have good communications.
Yep.
That's key. And these telephones that we use nowadays, a lot of the what they use to connect between themselves, the conmutador, the equipment around it, was tested in Puerto Rico for the first time in the world.
Wow.
This is called FOBs. We had first office applications, plenty of them. And I want to send a shout out to my guys and ladies. I call them the Cangrimanes and Cangri ladies because they made history. I hired, this is an interesting story. I hired close to 200 people in 1 weekend. And I did it in a fair, had never been done before. I used to travel around the world, and every place I would see, they would have booths for products. And I said, how about if we sell phones from a booth? It might work out. So I was president of the Puerto Rico Products Association. I've been in 16 boards in the president of VP of the chamber. So I asked the head of Pueblo, which at the time was the biggest one, and he told me, see, you can put them wherever you want, next to the flowers. It's the supermarket is a design in psychology. You want to be where the flowers are.
That's where you first walk in.
And that's where you first walk. So I did that, and nowadays I go to different places, even in the States. And my booth plan became nationwide and worldwide enterprise. We did it in Mexico too. So having done all those FOAs was quite exciting. We had people from China. We had people from all over Central and South America. And I became a celebrity. So this is where I'm heading to. I became a celebrity. I was in the local news media and covers of newspapers and magazines. And I said, no, never again. Nunca más. Because, Daven, when you become in the public eye, you lose your privacy.
Correct. You do.
Price.
Yeah, no, it's very true.
So
it's very true.
I
It's a
said,
trade-off. It's a trade-off.
So I told myself, never again.
Yeah.
And look where I am.
Yeah, like everybody knows who you are. So Amaury, in your capacity, what you're doing, we're going to jump into all that in a second, but do you have an official title or no?
I am the community leader of Condado, and there's a coalition that I founded last year of líderes that has 1,000. So multiply 1,000 by maybe 20 or 200 people that live in each one of those communities. So
are there 1,000 community leaders in Puerto Rico or 200?
No, we have 1,000 communities. These are called barrios.
Okay.
Puerto Rico.
So each barrio has a community leader.
They do. In Puerto Rico, from the time of Spain, the distance was very far. There had to be somebody that would make peace amongst the citizens, that would bring the community together. If somebody was sick, they would tender to those sick and had those duties of making sure the community was well. And those were called líderes de barrio o comisionados de barrio. These are not political figures. Now there's a big confusion in the States and here because they think we are political.
Right.
We have nothing to do with politics. We are not governmental employees. Right. Most of them in Puerto Rico nowadays are women.
Got it.
I am a big exception.
Okay. And you're all volunteers.
We're all volunteers. I have the largest community. Condado has 24,000 people, and the diversity is incredible. I have Daven.
Yeah, you got me. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
And I have others that are, of all, 42% of Condado is elderly. I'm considered to be young in Condado. Mm-hmm. You believe that? So 42%. And that has some intricacies that I have to deal with daily. For example, a community leader has to know how many sick people there's in your community. Mm. In Condado right now, we have around 217. And so we know how many are sick. Wow. We make sure that if there's some cases that need to be attended to, we attend them. And overall, we look for the health and well-being, calidad de vida, quality of life of our people. And that puts us sometimes in situations that shouldn't be, but the government takes criticism very personal. And we are the ones that point the finger and say, hey, this is wrong. We should have better lighting, for example, in Condado, or better roads, or I was putting up something up related to bus stops. You know, we need bus stops. They were eliminated to do the new sidewalks,
right?
But they didn't put them back.
They put it back in. Yeah, so it's
a minor detail.
Yeah, so it's like these little things that the government may not notice, or they might move too slowly, and you guys help move that along, utilizing your resources, your connections,
yes,
money.
I don't think they do it on purpose. Nobody wants to do harm to its people.
Yeah.
So there might be an exception, but most of the time it's just like you say, mistakes.
Yeah.
And mistakes can be costly for people. So we're the ones that say, hey, do this, and they jump, and in my case they respond.
Yeah.
But,
you mentioned the sidewalks too. You know, it's been cool to watch them do the sidewalks. They're beautiful, man. The sidewalks have been in need of repair for about 25 years. Sure. And I watch them, like they tear them up. There's no rebar in there when they tear them up. But then they're putting it in, and they're doing it right, and they're doing it so fast, and they're really doing a nice job. So it's nice to see that happening.
We're always welcome anything that is for progress.
Yeah, that's awesome.
If you know me, you know I'm always exploring what's next in business and in wellness and longevity. That's why I've got to tell you about Welly Clinic at San Patricio Plaza. I'm not just promoting them, I'm a client. I'm obsessed with the HBOT, that's hyperbaric oxygen therapy. I do it every day. I love the binaural beat sessions, and lately I've been using localized cryotherapy for my hair, and yes, I'm seeing results. Welly is the first of its kind in Puerto Rico and the Caribbean, a cutting-edge biohacking and wellness clinic. They combine the best of advanced therapies like red light, PEMF, cryo-compression boots, and neuro-optimized tech, nutrition coaching, and DNA-based testing. It's all personalized, science-backed, and designed to actually work long-term. And here's the deal. Flash your San Juan Social Club digital membership card or mention the Puerto Rico Business Broadcast, and you'll get 20% off your first visit. You can reach them at 787-922-0037 or visit wellywellnesspr.com. That's Welly, W-E-L-L-I, wellnesspr.com. Whether you're looking to boost your performance, clear your mind, or just feel your best, Welly delivers. Check it out. I don't know about you, but as a small business owner, I'm super picky about who's going to be keeping track of my money. A good accountant is an asset to your business, but a great accountant is worth their weight in gold. A good accountant does your books and taxes. A great accountant becomes a trusted partner in your business. So what's important? Knowledge, expertise, communication, speed, and accessibility. If I can text or call my accountant when I need him, and he either picks up my call or texts me right back, that is gold. And that's what I get with Luis Lamba at HLB Puerto Rico. I can always reach Luis when I need him, and that is gold. If I have a problem, challenge, or question, Luis has a solution. And if I need more resources, I can plug into the HLB network of over 400 independent firms worldwide. I don't mind saying it. In my opinion, Luis Lamba is the best accountant on the island. If you want to work with someone that you can communicate with easily, that understands your needs and works like a partner in your business, call or text Luis Lamba now at 787-646-1710 or visit hlbpr.com, mention the broadcast, and get a free consultation and save 10%. HLB Puerto Rico, committed to your success.
That's awesome. So are you elected into this role?
No. Community leaders are
It's just people that step up.
No, not even like that.
Okay. How's it work?
The old community leader chooses the new community leader, passes the baton. In my case,
that's cool.
in Condado, his name was John Fusile. may he rest in peace, John called me one Sunday and told me it was his birthday. So I went to his office near La Concha. So I go to his office and he tells me, listen, Amaury, I have a little problem. And I'm like, what's the little problem? We need a leader de barrio in Condado. And I was like, perfect. I'll help you because I'm private.
He's like, no, it's you.
No, he said, you. And I said, no. I'm good at no. I come from the private sector. Private sector, we measure life in yes, no. Right. So I said, no, I'm not interested. And he started to cry. It was his birthday, 85-year-old man that had given his all for the community.
For how long? How long had he been the community leader?
Maybe for 30 years.
Oh, wow.
So I took, I said, no, I changed my mind. I'll be the community leader. And, but he didn't explain to me very well what's the leader de barrio was going to be. And every time that I get, this is often, like last night, I got calls because we had some problems with the power and so forth. Those 42% people many are live by themselves. So my number, everybody in Condado has my number. So I get calls at 3, 4, 1 in the morning.
Do you turn off your phone or do you pick it up at 3 a.m?
I do pick it up. I do. Community leaders, we can't do that. We're different from
emergencies happen in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
right?
We don't get paid. We do this because we love the island. So my phone is never off, never. And I do answer the phone calls that come at any time. So as I deal with people that call me at that time, many times all they need is someone to talk to.
Yeah.
And many times the solution is to pray. I just tell them, do you remember how to say this prayer? And I start praying and they follow me, say the words. And at the end of the prayer, they hang up.
Wow.
They felt good.
So this tradition of these barrio community leaders dates back centuries, right? To
the time of
Spanish
colonization. We were 16th century was when they were most active in the whole of the island of Puerto Rico. And we get very active whenever there's a situation like a hurricane or the earthquakes or recently the COVID. It's that the community say, come to us and we help them. But my role changed through the years. I become community leader of Puerto Rico. Because when something breaks in whatever Patillas or Orocovis, Utuado,
everybody jumps in.
I am the one that they call. They don't call the government. They call me because I will respond that same day and bring in the troops and help.
Wow. So I know you obviously, you all deal with, whatever's happening, right? If a hurricane happens, it happens and what have you. But let me ask you this. What are the biggest challenges facing Puerto Rico today?
The biggest one is poverty. The island has a very large amount of people that are poor.
If we were a state, technically we'd be the poorest state in the nation, correct?
Definitely. Our compensation is much lower than Louisiana.
It is. In one of our companies, we actually look at payroll in companies, and we have this business on the mainland and in Puerto Rico, and I'm shocked at how much less individuals get paid in Puerto Rico.
Yes, and the other thing is that a lot of the jobs that happen to be in Puerto Rico right now are temporary jobs. So they don't have any coverage, medical, for example.
Yeah.
So if you get sick in the mountains, this is very common. I take doctors to the mountains, and another shout out to all the doctors that come and help me. They come from all over the world, Israel, even Palestine, Hawaii, Colorado, the best doctors. They come and they spend a little time with me, and we visit those communities. And basically, they all are very surprised because people not in the San Juan metropolitan area, they have closer access to the hospitals here. But in the island, they wait until the last possible moment to go to the hospital. You know why, Daven?
Because they don't have insurance, right?
They don't have it. And worse.
They don't have the money.
Not even money. It's that they consider going to the hospital.
Going to their death.
They're going to their death. And it's when they go to the hospital, they're usually close to that because the hospitals here, we're losing our doctors. Many of our best doctors are in the States, in Florida and other places. They work there for less hours, more pay. There's no necessity to do any analysis on that. So the doctors that we have in the mountains, they're good people. They're young, but their solution is to cut. And I find that people that have, Puerto Rico has some medical conditions that are the highest in the world. Diabetes happens to be, we are probably one of the large, I think it's the second worldwide, and half of our population has diabetic situation. So what happens to a diabetic person when you cut their finger in their foot because it got injured?
It doesn't heal.
You're very right. And then they have to cut the next is the other finger, and they go up. And I have many communities, many that I visit where their family member is bedridden with this situation, and I bring them hope. I've given out not hundreds, thousands of Bibles in Puerto Rico. I gave them, bring them hope, and I read them to them and explain how to use them. So I'm not a pastor. I'm not heading in that direction. But God, uses me for some of those missions. And so many times when somebody dies in those communities, guess who's the one that goes to the funeral? Not me, not the local government or mayor. It's me. I will be the one that is going to be with the family doing the spiritual help. So I do a lot of that. And the situation of poverty, which is what I mentioned before, 49% of our population is poor. We get food stamps. It's almost half of the population, 42%. But it could be much better. There were better jobs. Our young people leave the island.
Right, they leave. Yeah.
They leave. Yeah. We are staying with the elderly. We're becoming Japan, we're a lot of elderly here.
Right, not enough young people.
Not enough young people.
And population is going to be a challenge in the next couple of decades in Puerto Rico, right?
I think so. We have 9 million people in overall Puerto Ricans.
The diaspora.
The diaspora. And recently we had the concert with Bad Bunny, the Super Bowl.
That was incredible.
Yeah. Great. My community, I always follow the tourism because it affects, we are a tourist community, and he did very good with the residents. Last year, he brought the amount of tourists to
600,000 people.
600,000 people, could be a little more.
Yeah.
So, but guess what happened after a Super Bowl?
What?
Many of the people that performed there went to California, Florida, New York, New Jersey. Why? There are jobs in those areas.
Right.
We need them back.
Absolutely.
So if they're young, the temptation is there. And I know you do a lot, Daven, to help. Hopefully we can join forces on that.
I would love to.
So we can find incentives so these people stay here. For example, Puerto Ricans, the young people are very good at artificial intelligence applications and so forth. And I think there's an opportunity for them to contribute. I'm always thinking outside the box because I lived in many countries, years, decades. When I came back to Puerto Rico, one of my biggest challenges was modifying my Spanish so everybody could understand what I was saying.
Right.
Because I tend to speak very quickly in Spanish, so modifying.
Most Puerto Ricans do.
Puerto Ricans. So same thing in Mexico. When I went to Mexico, the first time I got all the employees for the USSL project, we bought a pager company. And we bought it because that
used to be my business decades ago. Yeah.
Wow, that's a good thing. Well, in California, Mexicans had 2 pagers typically, one for work and one for the girlfriend.
Sure. Okay.
So we bought a paging company, the largest one. This is Bell Atlantic, so we could have the access, the permits. And that's a way to move quickly. So the first day we got all the employees together, 500 employees thereabouts. They introduced me. Here's the person. He came from Puerto Rico and he's going to take us to the next level on telephone. So at the end of my speech, nobody applauded. Oh, everybody was looking at me like with their mouths open. I was like, what happened? So I went back to my secretary, Alejandra. We had a beautiful building in Santa Fe, quite very modern. So I went to my secretary and I said, Alejandra, Mexican people don't clap at the end of, I'm very good at public speaking. Nobody applauded. And she said, do you mind if I close the door? And I said, I don't like closed doors, but go ahead. She said, well, at the end of your speech, you said that you're coming here to fajar and you expect us to fajar and fajar and fajar. And for Chilangos, this is the people from Mexico City, that means making love.
How funny.
So I had to modify my Spanish. And I told him, what are those ladies doing a line outside of my office? And she said, well,
they want to make love. Oh, my goodness.
I said,
oh, my
tell
goodness.
them to leave. I didn't come for that.
That's
I came
hilarious.
to do a startup, and I did it. It was 10 years. So it was quite
Yeah.
challenging.
Investors today want safe, uncorrelated, above average returns and tax free if possible. That's why you need to know about Just Be the Bank, a proven strategy from one of America's most successful family offices. Just Be the Bank is a 2.5-day virtual workshop that shows you how to build a private money lending business earning safe, double-digit passive reoccurring income, even inside a Roth IRA or 401k. In today's overpriced market, it's one of the smartest ways to de-risk while still growing wealth. The workshop is led by the Steck family office with thousands of deals and billions funded. And right now, they're offering 50% off to all listeners of the broadcast and San Juan Social Club digital membership card holders, plus 8 powerful bonuses, including tax strategies, all their lending docs and calculators, and even a one-on-one call with Dave Steck. I've known Dave for nearly 20 years. He's one of the sharpest financial minds I've ever known. If you want financial freedom through private lending, text 858-395-3990 or email dave@justbethebank.com to get started today. If you're thinking about doing real estate deals here in Puerto Rico, I've got a great resource for you. Check out the Flip Flop Flipper community. It's one of the best places to connect with people who are actively doing deals on the island. Super helpful, super welcoming. Whether you're just getting started or you've been investing for a while, they've got great insights, tools, and a community of investors who actually support each other. It's a really easy way to learn, network, and find real opportunities without feeling lost. And here's the cool part. Because you're a San Juan Social Club member or a Puerto Rico Business Broadcast listener, you can join their community for free. Just head over to theflipflopflipper.com and jump in.
So when people are having issues in Condado, let's say, how does that, let's look at the process. Like, how does that get to you? And then how do you deploy people and or resources to help? What does that look like?
Remember, I come from communications, and that's quite the key, communications. As I go to all the communities and I'm working with the coalition of leaders, I'm telling them to set up chats. WhatsApp is a great tool to use. And I have...
Is there one for Condado?
There is 12 for Condado. Depends on the topic. We have 3 general ones. And the neighbors, as they have my number, during the day, I might get, 100, 200 mails with things that are happening. Hey, something happened in the corner, or I deal with the homeless. So if there's a homeless, hey, there's a new one, I use them to identify the issue. So it's very fluid. The government of Puerto Rico doesn't have this that I have set up and that we have, because we're kind of a father figure. So we're the first place to go. Then I tell them, okay, make sure that you notify the government such and such number, or deal with this person. Sometimes it might not be the head. It might be somebody like underneath that I know that will be responsive and not put it in the side. So if it's an issue that involves the local government, I'm the one that tells them, okay, let's do this, let's do that. Like power, the lights go out. I would know exactly what areas have no power, and I will follow up with whatever usually it's the machetes. The machetes in Condado are the breakers. They fall often, and just putting them up sometimes might take a long time if we don't go to the right area. Might be days. Once we were a week, imagine the tourist area, no power because they haven't. So
I remember when that was, I think.
Yeah. It was, the news came to Condado, and the lady that was interviewing me was in shock. It had been a week without power, and she was like, "What? Why?" And I said, "Well, look at the machetes," and you could see that they were down. 6 of them were in line, so a whole section in the ashford and by the beach area were down, and all that you needed to do was bring them up. So I was very tempted to buy the wooden stick and bring them up, but I'm not that exaggerated. So the key aspect is communications. That's why I have to be available 24/7, because if there's an issue, crime, for example, they will report the crime at the same time they report it to me, because I can mobilize the community, and the community is very powerful. It's a powerful thing. So I can tell the neighbors of some area that there's something happened, so they go home or be watchful or film or things like that. I can mobilize a lot of people, and for the politicians, this is scary.
But it's good. So a couple of things. One is, how can people get in those chats if they want to, if they need help or they want to help?
Well, we have Condado Informa in Facebook. It's one of our main pages.
What is it? Condado
Informa.
Condado
Informs.
Informs.
Informa.
INFORMA. Informa.
Condado Informa. And that's my phone number is there. They can, if somebody wants to be in our chats, they just send me a message, and I will put them up in our chats. And when I post something like I just posted, it will post it in many places. And sometimes I'm surprised by things that become viral. 150,000 clicks on a dog that was lost. So I use it to do good. And sometimes I have a rule, for example, if a dog gets lost in Condado, I have a 4-hour rule. From the time the dog was lost, or the cat, until it's found, no more than 4 hours. And typically that's the time frame. If I find out quickly enough, we will find it, because I will put it in all the, and it will go viral, and people are going to be on the watch out. And then somebody will say, hey, he's in the beach, or he's in the gasoline station, and the guy in the gasoline station will hold him or her until, and that's family, by the way. Pets are our mascots, are family. So that's an example of things that we do that are all the time. And I'm as an environmentalist, but also as a lover of pets. In my house when I was growing up, my mother this is in the 70s, she was saving cats left and right, and dogs. So sometimes we had 14 dogs, 20 cats, horse, and this all saved. She would get them operated, and she would find homes for all of them. It was incredible. She was always finding a home. So, that's in my blood.
Amazing. So let me ask you an actual personal situation that I would like to do something about. And I'm curious, as a community leader, how you would approach something like this. So as you know, in Condado, there's some homelessness, right? Mm-hmm. You can see them on the street, not tons, but like there are 2 homeless people that are like on my radar right now. One is over by my house. There is a poor guy. He's obviously on drugs. And it's tragic. He's on the corner begging for money. His skin on his arm is all missing. It's gone. It's like eating itself. And then there's a girl in the heart of Condado, beautiful girl actually. She's homeless, what can somebody do about this? Like what can be done as just an average citizen wanting to try to help someone out?
Well, the first thing is to let me know, and I'll give you, whomever you are, if you're watching, let me know. I'll give you some, and I'll go myself. Tomorrow, I'll be giving out food for, I do runs on weekends because all the services that help the needy, like from, like the Kennedy Avenue, La Fondita, and all of them, they close on the weekends. It's a business. So Monday through Friday, but people need food on weekends. So what I do is that on weekends, I try to fill in the gap, and I start on Friday. And I do something which is unusual, and is that I want to know the name of that person. I will talk to them. And so far, I've identified and helped 140 homeless people from Condado to find jobs or go home. Those particular cases, I'm familiar with the girl. Her name is, maybe I shouldn't say, but I tried.
What is her name?
Her name is Melissa.
And, you know who I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
Like if she wasn't homeless, she could be like a Hollister model.
She does.
Is it mental illness?
Mental. 2 weeks ago, I did something which was very big. I have a friend, Sorimar Betancourt, that she helps me with people like that. She has.
What's her name?
Sorimar.
I've had her on the show. She's great.
Sori is, one of my secret weapons.
She's great.
And I've known her for years. So
yeah.
Me and Sori we did a stakeout. We were next to the park where she sat.
Yeah, she's in the same place every day.
For 9 hours, we were there calling. We found out the mother came. We got a court order on my name, and they came, the hospital. We took her to a hospital. They washed her. They told me that they spent a lot of shampoo.
I'm sure
on her.
She's very dirty.
So they did a lot of work on her, and that was on a Sunday. A few days later, she showed up again. I was like, well, she's supposed to be at the hospital.
Right.
This is a mental hospital in San Juan. And so I called I know the heads of all the agencies. So I called Victor, the head of the health department. I said, Victor, the lady's back in Condado. What happened? And he went, no, I told them not to release her. I was like, what?
Yeah.
They didn't listen to me at the hospital. They just let her go. And I was like, heartbroken, because that means that I'm back to, we'll find a way, because I'm not giving up on her.
And it's both her and this guy. I mean, what these guys need is rehabilitation, right? Because she, like, honestly, I tried to feed her several times. She didn't want the food. And the other guy, he doesn't care about food. He cares about drugs, his next fix, Sure.
Some cases are very challenging.
Yeah.
Her case, I had a similar case some years ago. This lady lived in front of La Concha. There's like a park there.
Mm-hmm,
she lived there with a whole bunch of dogs, which was very problematic, because in addition to being in the center of the public area,
right,
the dogs were doing their thing
and doing their thing. Yeah.
So it took me 6 months to convince her. In her case, I found a cousin that lived in Morobis, and the cousin helped me. She said, I'm going to go with you, and we're going to convince her. Every time I would go and talk to her, she would say, hey, you're the FBI, or something like that. You're a federal. But when I went with the family member, she was like, you're a friend of my family? Yes, we're friends, and we're going to help you find a new way. And she accepted. Once they accept, if they say sí, Melissa doesn't normally say sí.
Right.
Right. Once they say yes, we have many things that we can come to bear. And now I know that you're going to be one of them.
Yeah.
This is a great thing. So
I want to help.
So in the case of that lady, the key issue was the dogs. What to do with the dogs? And I spoke with the hotel, and I said, guys, you have a truck? And they were like, yeah, that's my truck. We're going to put those dogs in the truck, and we're going to take her to the mountains with her, because she wouldn't leave unless. So we took her up to the mountains, Morovis, with the dogs. and she's still there, very happy. And she found a way, treatments and everything. So getting family involved makes a big difference. And this is an example of cases that are unusual. I had a guy living in Parque del Indio, which is a beautiful park. Goes to the ocean. And I didn't find about him like 2 months into him living in that park. He was ex-military. Ex-military people are very good at disappearing. So he would be there at 11 p.m. or midnight, and by 5, he would pick up the camp and disappear. So one day I saw him. He was special forces. He was 7. And I'm, for Puerto Rican standards, I'm tall. That guy was very tall.
Yeah.
And I spoke to him. He took 3 months. By the 3rd month, he said, "Okay, Amaury, I'm going to do it." He was the drugs, the temptation. He was earning around $500 by begging.
Yeah.
Condado. It's a lot of money.
It is.
So
per day.
Yeah, per day.
Wow.
So he said, "Yes, I want to clean up." So we took him, same thing I did with Melissa. We took him to the hospital treatment. In this case, this was the federal hospital here. And the first day they called me from the hospital. They said, "Listen, Amaury, we have a problem." And I was like, "Why?" "This guy, he wants to leave." I was like, "What?" And so, let me talk to him. So I spoke to him, and he said, "Well, I'm not going to take off my boots." Like, "What? You're in a hospital. You need to take off." "Never going to take my boots off." So I spoke to the hospital. I said, "Put me the guy in charge." And I said, "If we don't let him keep his boots, it is broken." And they made a good decision. They let him keep his boots while he was. It was part of his condition, having his military.
Yeah, sure.
So he called me. I would say beginning of this year, maybe January. He called me from California, and he said, "Listen, Amaury, thank you so much for what you've done for me. I'm here in California, back with. I have a girlfriend. I'm redoing my life, and I'm teaching how to jump from airplanes, parachuting. So I have a space for you." And I was very happy, but I told him I might skip that part of the parachuting. But he said, sometimes it takes a while, and you have to understand the challenges, mental challenges.
Right.
But having been in charge of many companies, you have to be a good psychologist to be in charge of a company, because you're dealing with, and in different countries. Imagine the challenges of dealing in a company in Panama or Mexico, or the hardest one was Puerto Rico, I have to say.
Right.
Puerto Ricans require a lot of TLC. So you have to be a psychologist. And sometimes I feel like I'm a psychologist of many. I'm sure. But you're more than welcome to join. And hopefully we can do some good together, because I'm always, when I drive, I see things that before I would see the telephone poles. I was like, why so many? Well, the competition, sometimes they would put one next to the other. It was like, that doesn't. Now I see hunger. I see people hurting. Yeah. I see poverty. Whenever I'm in Condado and I see somebody eating from the garbage, that happens pretty often. I stop. I want to know who that person is. Why is he eating from the garbage? Condado is a very generous community. People don't know this. Yeah. So I want to know who the person is, and if we can help, we help them to find a new life. And as I walk around, there's some construction. You've seen all over Condado and Santurce. When I walked in front of those places, I hear my name screams because the guys that are working there were homeless, and I got them those jobs. So it touches your heart when you're able to do that.
Absolutely. So Amaury, we're tight on time, so I'm going to have you come back again, and we'll do this again. But if people want to help in Condado and Puerto Rico, and or they need help, where do they go again?
They can call me 787-466-8886.
One more time.
787-466-8886. And if you and other people are watching you want to help us and do some community work, clean the beach or clean the laguna or do something for your community. I know that many want to do it. They don't know how to do it. I'm the doctor in that.
Okay.
Call the doctor, so call me.
And what was the Facebook page again, too?
Condado Informa. Condado Informs with an A at the end. Informa.
Informa.
Look
Perfect.
for us there.
Perfect. All right. So if you want to get involved, I highly recommend that you do. What I've learned is that one person can make a difference, right? One person. So you're making a difference, Amaury. And so thank you so much for being here with. Thank you, amigo. I appreciate that. And if you're enjoying the podcast, make sure to like and subscribe and make sure to get involved. Until next time, this is Daven Michaels. Live your true life adventure. Bye for now.